And she had to euthanize her poor little puppy today.
Oh.
His name was Jack. And she has helped him live a happy, healthy life for 9 years, because when she first got him, she didn't realize he had epilepsy and a bad case of arthritis in his hindquarters. So he's so cute. He's very feisty. He was feisty, mischievous, independent. He wouldn't let you do anything for him. But he brought a lot of happiness into her life. You know how animals are when you lose them. So yeah. Condolences to Carol. We're thinking of you.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Like a fox. It's
I
cute.
love the markings. This is,
Yeah.
sometimes the eyes are so black you can't see them on his face. I mean, his face is so black. So,
Yes. Mhm.
great. Thank you.
Oh,
Who is that? Is that Barry?
no, that's Nancy.
Nancy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was not on mute.
Oh,
blowing my nose.
Nancy, you made it. Oh, good.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm still trying to get over COVID after 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Good
But
to
anyway,
see. Who had COVID for 2 weeks?
I did. We
So
all
did-
caught it in the hospital.
Oh my God.
Everybody that was visiting my brother. Yeah, we all caught COVID. So nice,
Wow.
nice little parting gift.
You and
But
Barry,
we're getting better.
you and Barry have been living in hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
pretty
quite
miserable.
quite an experience. Unbelievable. It's hard to get used to. Lost my brother, who
Oh, yeah.
he caught the flu. We all caught the flu about 3 weeks ago. We're all vaccinated and everything. And I got over it. My sister-in-law got over it. My niece got over it, but my brother didn't. And it descended into strep pneumonia and total organ failure. And he passed away after about a week. So
Wow.
yeah, it was shocking. We're still just, kind of in shock here because he was so big in our lives,
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's hard to
Amazing
get
that you're on with us today, Nancy.
Yeah.
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 It really, really is tough. But art hopefully will help me, improve the mood and get back into some happy thoughts. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
You're in my thoughts anyway, and all of our thoughts, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Laurie, what do you got to say about dancers?
Oh,
I
well,
love it.
this is the third painting I did as an outgrowth of the Jenny Nelson Exploring Abstraction workshop. So it's a 18 by 24 on canvas set paper and a limited palette. Again, the same palette that was in the horses painting, but I added the spot oil stick and green. And it went through a lot of changes. Chris saw some of them. It was interesting to work through. It's really a gestural kind of, approach that she takes to abstract work. And I'm finding that, I'm more of a figurative person. The more I get into the abstract, the figures always seem to come through, a figure of something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice movement.
Yeah. Lovely palette and really good movement. Yeah.
Thank you.
You really are progressing, is all I can say.
Yeah, Lori, we've seen it, and this is amazing. I know you talked about Jenny, that workshop. I'm considering taking it, but it seems to have given you some good direction too. And I just love the way this just moves. Your eye moves all the way through it.
Thank you.
Well
You should
said,
take it,
Nancy.
Nancy. I took it and I do think it helps you compose and see, and because of the limited palette, I think you get more of your values and composition than color.
Mm-hmm.
Which, afterwards you can always add color, but that's what I think, don't you, Lori?
I do, yeah. And color has always been hard for me anyway. So, that's all I'm learning more and more about it. But it does. It forces you to look for your values so that you have some variety too, in your colors. And then going back and getting your contrasts.
Yeah. Beautiful brushwork.
Thank you. So it's brush and palette knife.
Oh,
and
yeah, okay.
mostly brush, but some
Uh-huh.
palette knife.
Yeah, yeah.
This was just like I think it's like a 9 by something. This was part of one of her exercises of overlapping shapes. And this had a lot, I mean, this looked totally different 4 different times. And finally, I saw what I wanted to see in it. And again, it's that same limited palette.
Mhm,
I didn't use any oil stick for spot color.
mhm.
I thought it would be a distraction, so.
And you said it was untitled, but you know that what I see first of all is a big luscious nude right here with the
Uh-huh, that's kind of what I was seeing. That's
a
great.
torso. Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you.
Masterpiece.
Oh, thank you so much. It's really kind of
Beautiful.
you.
Love it.
Thank you. I should let you know, I don't know if, Joan, if you saw that, but I did finally get a piece accepted through OMA in one of their satellite shows.
Ah,
Oh,
One of my paintings that I had was accepted by Jazzercise last year.
mhm.
They took into their show, it's in a San Marcos gallery called SIP Gallery. I haven't been there yet, on Pacific Street. And they took one of them in, and so the title, the theme of the show was Radiance. So, yeah, I'm excited about that, finally.
Yeah. Congrats.
Congrats.
You work so hard. Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Lori. What I see in your paintings is just an evolution where you keep changing. And that is, I think Picasso did it over his lifetime. And it was just fascinating to watch. So this piece I particularly like. I like the warmth in the middle, and then I like the cool grays in the background too. It's a great balance.
Thank you for that, Nancy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Thank you, Joy.
Nan-
Congratulations, Lori. Getting into those shows is a lot of work, and when you get into one,
Yeah.
Well, and it's so costly. I just sort of backed away and decided to spend my money on courses that would help me move forward.
Yeah.
And
I,
I did.
I remember when, but I'm sure they're not going to be rejecting you the way they used to. I mean, your stuff has really progressed.
Well, thank you. We'll see. It's all in the juror,
Very mature
Right.
work. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Now, I can't explain the next one, Lori. I don't really have a comment.
Okay, I
But
forget which
the-
one I sent you.
These last two are superior, okay? I have no comment on this one.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was, it's interesting because some people love it and some people don't say anything. That was for watercolor class. We were experimenting. So we were supposed to just put some light pencil lines in the background and then use drop-in watercolor and I used the dark area. It was done with a stick.
Uh-huh.
So it's watercolor in the background, and I used some beeswax to get some of the lighter lines. And then I used gouache, a mix of colors, with just a branch
Mhm.
that I had cut. And that was something that Jenny Nelson had talked about, using a branch for gestural instead of a brush, because you get a different feel and the line is, different. So we were doing trees is what this exercise was.
So these black marks are what you applied with the stick, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
it's ultramarine blue and
Uh-huh.
black, I think, gouache.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah.
It does give you an uncontrolled kind of mark, which is
E-
really
exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something
it's
you
really
would
cool
never-
how it's a tree, though. I mean, it's really kind of cool what you did, Lori. And Lori, when I
Yeah.
don't say things, it doesn't mean I don't like them.
That's okay.
It just means I don't have anything to add.
No, I hear you. It's okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Good.
I experimented first on paper, just regular paper. And so then it was different because it was on smooth paper, and this paper was very textural.
Mhm.
Mm.
So it went on differently. That's
Yeah.
all I can tell you. Thanks, guys. Very helpful.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
just for a little contrast.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Mhm.
Um, I saw a South African artist with this stark, just the black and white on a red background, and it had a lot of African symbols and things. One reminded me of a giraffe, so I think it's red oxide in the background, which I love, and then the giraffe on the left is, I see it eating from the tree down the middle. And the one on the right, I don't know if you've ever seen a giraffe drinking water, but they have to spray their legs way out to get to the water. So that guy is busy drinking the water.
Oh, wow.
And
I just saw the title and I got it, what you were saying, because it's so beautifully symbolic and abstract. And then I see both giraffes immediately.
Mhm.
Nice going.
yeah.
There's so
So
much
I
depth.
got a little snake in the grass, and
Oh,
the bench in the bottom right is me watching them.
Oh,
And
That's so
Oh,
cool, Barry. I
wow.
love it.
Very clever.
yeah,
There's so much depth. It looked to me almost like you had painted a board in red and then, sculptured, so three-dimensional pieces that you put on rather than,
the contrast does stand out nicely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well
I was really impressed when I saw, I don't know if it was this one or another one. Have you done more than one of these, Barry?
No, this is the one I showed you.
Yeah, the one that you showed. I was so impressed with how the black and white kind of just popped out of the background with
Yeah.
that. I think you said it was crimson red.
Iron, what's it?
Oh, red iron oxide.
Iron
Mm.
oxide, yes.
Red
Mhm.
iron oxide. Anyway,
It
it's really
is
impressed.
it is a very to me a very South African color.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, I
must
mean,
have had to put-
this picture does not do it justice at all. I mean, seeing it after seeing it in person, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Scott.
Barry,
Well-
it looks like you must have used many coats because my red iron oxide is so transparent.
No, don't think so.
It's
Huh.
that cheap stuff.
I think
stuff that you bought.
I think I do it in two coats in two directions.
Mm.
Is this on board or on,
No, it's on a
canvas?
canvas, on a
Oh,
12 by 12
wow.
canvas.
Well, Barry, I have to say, you know how the Wednesday group, I get the photos to post on the website,
Yeah.
and I've been posting this thing. I've seen it, maybe I've seen it more than once, but I've been having a real fight with the Weebly people because they're screwing up all my JPEGs. And when I was talking to the tech support, I had to mention, you see that red square with the tools hanging? It looks like it looks like my garage where I've got the screwdrivers and things hanging. So that was my reference.
Oh, well, there you go.
Then I told them it shouldn't appear here and last posting in the last meeting. I mean, it repeats itself, but now I finally know what it is. I finally I saw it and I say,
Plus, I saw this and I see almost a beautiful piece of silk fabric.
Mm.
My mother used to sew. She taught me how to sew, and I could see this being repeated, a pattern on some beautiful fabric, making a gorgeous dress out of it too. It's really,
yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Okay, good to see you working, Barry.
Well, yeah, sporadically.
Well, better than none. Chris.
Ooh.
Okay, so I know some of you know I've been doing a lot of paint overs, and this one was all the blue color. It was a monochromatic landscape, and I just thought, it's boring. It's not me anymore, so let me go in and change it. So I just painted over it using some, some greens and neutrals. I don't even know if it's done because I'm thinking maybe that vase, the major vase, the big one in the middle, I might do in an orange or some other color.
Are you talking about this thing here?
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
I don't know. I mean, my stuff is never done and it keeps speaking to me, so I keep changing things. And
Mhm.
But
Maybe so.
anyway,
Gosh,
Maybe
Chris, I think this is done. I think it's gorgeous. I would not put the
It's
orange in. That's just
beautiful.
me.
Yeah.
So
maybe, maybe little touches of color of the orange like you've got up in the middle, but I wouldn't make it orange, no.
yeah,
Okay.
good idea.
all right,
Chris,
like a
you
little
can-
bit in the vase.
Get out that acetate sheet and put it
Yeah,
orange
you're
on
right.
it before you do it, and that'll tell you.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I really don't want this to be orange. In fact, if you are going to do orange, I'd like to see this kind of yellow ochre orange thing being repeat. Maybe just accentuate it a little bit more up here in the upper half, but I wouldn't touch this
Okay,
because it
Okay,
kind of
then
draws all the blues together.
okay.
Blues and
Yeah.
Other thing I thought was the neutral area to the left of that is a little dark. I might lighten it up a little, down to the left of the vase.
Oh, yeah. I see
Oh,
where you have the orange line going
Yeah,
vertically.
yeah. Maybe brighten up some of it next to the vase, not all of it, but
uh-huh.
you know, some of it.
Yeah. All right. It's
I love that combination of the greens and the blues. Is that
Yeah.
like a light phthalo?
mhm.
Yep. It's a
Beautiful.
phthalo green and ultramarine blue.
Beautiful, Chris.
Ah.
One of your
Yeah.
best.
It is
Yeah.
very nice.
Thanks.
And
I
this,
love this painting.
oh,
Love
I
it.
love this. Oh,
Well, this one I did in in the watercolor class. And I had a really hard time with the background. It became modeled like this, but then I looked at it and I really liked it.
Yeah, I like it.
So I left it like that. The only thing that I didn't fix is see on the left how all those things are levitating.
Yeah.
I need to fix that, but I didn't have time to fix it.
Yeah.
So it was
Now-
it was a fun exercise.
it's such a nice loose watercolor. It's just so loose and bold. And
Mhm.
what I did over here was crop the sides because
Oh,
I didn't care for all. Maybe when you mat it, you could just. What do you think,
I'm
guys?
not gonna hang that, Joan. I'm not gonna hang it.
I love it. How much? How much?
You love it. Well, I gotta fix it, you know, and
Yeah, it's I think this is a really good watercolor style for you because of you already have that basic brushwork technique
Yes.
that you put in everything, and it's coming through in your watercolors too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it is
I love
taken-
the contrast too, the darks and the lights. It's just so impressive. And I do love the little platform or whatever you have or tabletop that you've got that standing on. And last thing, I do love your crop version, Joan. I think
Okay.
it helps.
I will do
I,
that.
I love the animation of them. They almost come to life, like they're dancing, or it's like the two lovers and
Yeah.
I mean, you almost don't see it as food right away,
Good.
Yeah, I think it's
Well, I'll tell you the
beautiful.
thing that was hardest for me was that stupid little stem at the bottom. That
Oh,
green part.
there?
Yeah.
But you did so well with it.
It's the best
I know,
part.
That was a happy
that-
accident. It was terrible. And I decided, oh, screw this. I'm gonna just get rid of it. And I
Yeah.
took a paper towel, kind of damp,
Mhm.
and I scrubbed it and it turned out like that.
Sometimes the scrubbing is what really gives you
Yeah,
yeah.
but anyway.
Well, I think the cropping over here, what it does is it doesn't draw your eye to the background as much as this one does. You were
Mhm.
talking about pushing this away, but I think once you crop it, I mean, it would look more like it wouldn't jump out at you as much, but that's
Okay.
just my thought. So
All right.
now, I know you're tired of seeing this, but it's done. Okay, it's one of mine. The last time you saw it, it looked like this. Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Remember, I didn't know what to do with the face or the background, and I found the most perfect solution, which is in the next slide. And I want you to take a look at also, you see this bright color coming down her cheek. I've gone and subdued that. And in subduing it, and then I lighten the whole thing because whenever I send it to get printed, they tend to come out on the dark side. So I did brighten the entire thing. Now, this here, I think, is done.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
It's more of a piano with a like somebody playing a piano back. It's more musical.
I like it much better, Joan, much better.
So
And also-
you removed the boy.
If I removed the face, it was actually her face.
Oh,
I had transposed it,
oh.
but then it bothered me because it's sitting there looking at nothing. And this is more musical with the piano bench and all that.
Well, the composition is better.
And with the face, this part being muted, what happened was, and I lightened it, the hair came out like a beautiful abstract color thing up here. I mean, I like it anyway, so done.
Joan, I love the shoulder too that the violin is sitting on.
Yes.
And all the changes you make are just perfect because it makes that glow of that corner of the violin, the focal point, and just pops out. You know, you're staring at her fingers, you're staring at the bow, you're staring at that little piece there in the lower, right hand with the violin. I think it's gorgeous.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy. Aha.
Aha.
When did you do these?
My gosh, well, I did them in class in person, so that's at least 4.5 years ago. They're probably 6 years old. And for all the criticism that I do and a lot of people give Sally, what I liked about particularly those in-person classes is she forced us to do something that was totally out of our comfort zone, and we were doing anime. So we had to pick some figurative faces and then animate them, and I've never done that, and this was so much fun to do. So and I've been watching Shogun lately, so
Right up your alley, yeah.
When I was looking for artwork, because I really haven't done anything for 3-4 weeks, that I thought, wow, these are kind of colorful. This kind of goes in my current mode of thinking. But they were angry.
Nancy, did you choose the palettes or?
Yes, we could choose the
really
palette. Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
So Nancy, how did she do it? Did you pick just regular portraits and then turn them into these?
Gosh, I'm trying to remember. We might have gotten the direction maybe to look at some other anime, some old cartoons or something, and then pull something out of it. What I did is I pulled faces out of it. I really do forget the source material on this. I know it wasn't maybe it was a realistic face, but something that was either half realistic, half animated, and I just made it more, flat and cartoonish and animated like this.
They're beautiful. I wish she would do it again. I'd love to.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe we can suggest it to her.
Yeah, we could.
You know what? I may just email her this picture, and she'll probably remember the lesson. And you're right, because I think sometimes she ends up, kind of repeating a lot of, take a realistic, pull a little piece out of it, then abstract it. Well, yeah, that's, we know about abstraction, but it's kind of fun when you combine it with a little figurative too and see what you can get. And I'm a colorist always, so, I love the ability to really pop out the colors.
Your brushwork is really, really nice. I like the way you just suggest with the little, rather than try and blend it in. The colors just blend themselves rather than, it's very bold. And
thanks, Joan. And every time I show you a really old piece of art, you compliment me like that on it with the brushwork. And I'm my gosh, maybe I should go back and look at the old stuff a little bit more, because it seems sometimes they're too frustrated with making things perfect, and this way it's more, I was just painting.
The imperfection is really good. And
how big are they? How big are they, Nancy?
Oh, they're small. I think they're maybe 8 by 8, something like that individually.
Yeah. And Faye's word for this work is illustrative. It would go really good in a illustrating.
It's fun doing anime. I just got a kick out of it. So maybe I should do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, send that to Sally. I want to do that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Thank you.
I love this too.
Yeah.
Thanks. This was done again a certain time frame of probably like 6-7 years ago, where we had to do a still life and not anything fruit, no bowls of fruit or bowls of flowers. So we had to pick different pieces. So I just picked different pieces from different photographs and kind of blended them together and made up my own little, setting and scene here.
Beautiful.
Thanks. It's acrylic on paper, and it's about 16 by 20, I believe.
Mhm.
And I'd forgotten about it when I was looking for old stuff. I said, gee, I really like this. I should
Mhm.
look at it more.
Love this, that how you treated the petals
Thank you.
and the flowing, your brushwork, everything seems to flow very nicely.
We had to do this like I think in one class, or
Oh.
we had to do it and then finish it in the second class. But remember, those classes were 3.5 hours long. So you could, if you weren't sitting talking to your neighbor, you could really get a lot done. And I did the bulk of it sketching, and I had to do it quickly. And I think that's probably, the key to this being more free and free flowing is that I had to complete it quickly. I didn't have time
Yeah,
to making
nice,
it perfect.
nice composition too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nancy, what I
Yes.
see in this that I really love compositionally is you have a lot of things on the left side, and then you have that very large red,
It's like a
whatever.
window. It's supposed to be a window. You
Right,
can see the
on the
moon
right
through it.
side that balances that so nicely.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And it's really, it's stunning for that reason. You've got such a weird balance that works.
Mhm.
Thank you. They do complement each other now that you're saying it. Very busy and a lot of individual tiny things on the left and just that big, bold, 1/3 of the page with the window.
Really nice.
Thank you very much.
Scott, I love this. Oh,
I'm going to tell a story really quick. Okay, so how this piece actually sold to a couple that lives in downtown Carlsbad in one of those brand new condominiums that they've built high rise kind of a thing. Anyway, they had gone into the Cole Gallery. They had seen my work there. They Googled my name afterwards. They selected a piece, not this one, another one. And they emailed me and they said, I'm interested in buying this piece called Curves. Period. And we get so much fraud stuff that I immediately said, oh, this is just another one of those fraud things. But I wrote them back and I said, yeah, it's available and this is the price. And figuring I would never hear another word. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They're on the level. And I finally convinced me they're on the level. And they said, can we come to your studio? And I said, sure. And then all of a sudden they texted me and said, we're in Del Mar, we're at Leucadia Boulevard. Can we stop by now?
Wow.
Which is like 5 minutes away. I'm rushing around. They show up at my door. I show them all the stuff that I have, and I have a boatload of stuff right now in the dining room and living room area and entryway. So I just show them all this stuff. And then they said, do you have any other things in that other room? And they point in the left-hand picture, you can see kind of to the right, that's the kitchen in there. So we walk into the kitchen. This was not out like it is. I put it on the pedestal to take a photo of it. Walk into the kitchen, and this is sitting in the corner in the kitchen. I did this piece 12 years ago. And they said, can we see that one out in the light? And so I brought it out and I put it out in the living room for them to look at. And they said, we really like that one, but we also like that other one. I said, how about I bring both pieces out and you can take your pick. So I go out and I don't know where they live. They're downtown Carlsbad. I don't know what they live in. And they're in one of these brand new places. All the walls are white, really bright. And I bring both of them up and I put them in here, and they have 10-foot ceilings. And like this piece is 6 feet tall, and it actually was gobbled up by all this white. And anyway, they loved it. I left both of them to look at, and they wrote me back and said, well, we'll take this one. You can pick up the other one. So that's the story of this. And it has basically the back piece is Douglas fir. There's a dark piece in there that's bocate wood from Central America. The base is done in African mahogany. The first piece at the bottom is done in African mahogany, and the other pieces are made out of birch. They're birch. So
It's
that's the piece.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful, Scott.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
It
It's-
But
really,
it made my heart feel good. Really, it just soars. It's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
It was nice to have some acknowledgement for some piece that I had done so long ago. And it was nice to see this piece, how it's
Yeah.
basically, it looks pretty much the same as when I completed it, which for me is kind of nice to see that all my finishing and stuff like that has stood up over time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of your,
I liked it the instant I saw it. I didn't even have to think about it. It was just the way the shapes are flowing and the contrast of the flat in the back and the details. It just grabbed me. Nice.
your finishing is one of your strong points, Scott.
Thanks.
I love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Next. Okay. Joy.
Everybody else go home.
Right?
It's just a value practice. Yeah,
This is practice.
yes. Because I
Wow.
didn't paint much recently and have nothing to send.
Well, you did these, Joy sent 4 things and you did these 2 years ago. And I remember when you took the class and all of the work you did here with learning about the values, I see it in your new work, your current work. This has helped you through to right now.
Yes, yes, very helpful.
Loose brushwork and just quick.
Yes, very quick.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really nice how you captured them walking. That cannot be an easy thing to do. And you've really captured it. I mean, if I did something like that, they'd look like stick people, but
And
really, you caught the motion of their feet, and when you look at their feet and their legs, it's really, really neat.
it's true. And their communication, like you really feel like they're talking.
They're
Yeah.
friends walking together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Really,
Thank you.
really, yeah.
And one of them is looking at her phone.
Oh yeah, she's looking at her cell phone. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
really nice, Joy.
I like the consistency of the color too,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because it's limited and it just brings it all together. It's beautiful, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah.
Some people have all the talent.
Not
And-
fair.
More
Yes,
walkers.
other value practice. Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes I just follow my feeling, and that at that period of time, I just want to do that kind of a practice. And
Yeah.
any minute, I just grab the brush and the many paintings I without no drawing, just put a color on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know you learned a lot from that when you jump right in without drawing. That's helped you a lot.
Yes. Yes.
You have such control with your brush too. I look at the
Sure
different
does.
shades of the beautiful burnt sienna, whatever it is on the horse.
Uh-huh.
And you can see the muscles and you can see, you've gone from darker to lighter. And I don't know if you did that in layers and let them dry, but it's just so 3-dimensional.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Joy,
Thank
did
you.
you
Yeah.
did
I
you
think that
say-
is the value. Yeah.
Yeah.
did
Value
you say
talks.
you didn't sketch it, you just painted it without sketching?
Yes.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I sketched a little bit, I like a proportion of the size, and then later I just forget it, just put the color. Yes.
Good, good. That's because you're more experienced now. I like the wash you put back here to set her out a little bit. And in fact, the next 2 that you do, you have a nice little wash in the back that sets it out. Whereas this first one, you didn't have a wash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, so here we go. Yeah, this is really very nice too.
Nice.
Just, yeah, masterful, quick.
Wow.
The shadows on the street are gorgeous too.
It-
Really
yeah,
places them permanently down. Lovely.
yeah.
Yeah. That was very fun. Yeah. To draw.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
really feel the sun on them.
And that's really, really nice too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sketch any of these, or are they also just paint?
That's right. Yes. Just yes. I think since that practice, I feel much more confident and yeah, brave to paint, whatever. Yeah.
Without
And
sanction.
at the end, the water will tell you what's going on.
Exactly.
Yes.
One of these days, you're going to consider yourself an accomplished artist. One of these days.
One of these days. Look all
Aw.
the folds in the fabric on that one in the foreground. I mean, it's just his shirt and his pants. It's just,
I love this, the pants, the treatment of the shadows.
yes.
Really, really nice. Yeah. I think we have a little time. I just wanted to acknowledge that Thomas sent me this. And I think it's really, his brushwork is so wonderful. Let me zoom in on it a little. I mean, this is really very nice palette and brushwork, loose.
She's
Could be
gonna-
loose down.
And I think he went and
Hi,
painted
honey.
a logo or something on the board, the surfboard, but I picked the earlier version when this is blank so that everything else, it doesn't compete with the rest of the stuff. Very nice. Can you see his brushwork here? I mean, lovely.
I can see it, yeah, on the bottom right. And I love the
Yes.
pine tree. I mean, the palm tree is gorgeous.
Very impressionist. Uh-huh.